Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is my review for Married to Medicine, Season 7, The Reunion Part 3. So, I'm using the new mic tonight, okay? I'm testing it out. I don't know how it's going to work. Lord, please let this audio be good, and it ain't no extra static or whatever. We're going to pray to the high heavens above, okay? If you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel and become a JayBird, and all that goodness. This is 2 a.m. and I want to hurry up and get through this, okay? Do not forget you can also like this video, comment in the comment section, share the video. You can also follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. And I feel like we did not need this 3-part reunion. I was like, for what? I mean, Jesus fixed it, but we're going to let it do what it do. No, we seen Simone and Heavenly backstage still fussing and cussing and yelling at each other. And I'm like, girl, y'all need to stop that or whatever, because it's really team too much. Now, they had taken Heavenly out the room. Simone was in the room. Heavenly, you know, she's a low-down, dirty dog, okay? And if she keep dragging my husband, I'm going to drag her husband. And now, it was all this energy and all this toxicness and all this angriness between them. And then Heavenly come back in, and I'm like, why are they on the floor? They both on the floor talking to each other like, you know, you said this and you said that, you know what I'm saying, you know, and every day, you know, and even though, you know, you knew that I wanted my husband to get a job, you know what I'm saying, America didn't know that, you know what I'm saying, you knew that I'm not America, and I did not like see, so, you know, going on social media, whatever sense of you, but I still feel like you should not have went online and said that I wanted my husband to get a job. I'm like, this really? Okay. At the end of the day, having said, well, no, you may not have known this, but America knew that you wanted your man to get a job, so it ain't a big deal. And then they hugging and rolling around on the floor. Oh, I love you. But y'all was, how? How do we go from this to that? Not saying it's not a good thing to be able to have conflict resolution, but I feel like it's not normal to go from such an extreme point of yelling and fussing and cussing to let's roll around on the floor and hug and laugh. I don't want to, we may be like, you know what I'm saying, it's cool. Let's talk later. But I'm not finna, girl, I swear I don't know how it happened. I don't know how that happened. But we then see everyone back on stage. And I said, everybody back on stage, smiling and laughing as if nothing ever happened. You know, they bring up how Simone and Heavenly was backstage about to be beefing and fussing and fighting, but they squash it. And like what you just said earlier, that, you know what I'm saying, you would never forgive Heavenly, but y'all made up that fast. And she said, well, no, we taking baby steps. Okay, we taking baby steps. Okay, I'm like, if you say so. Now, to me, the rest of this reunion, again, it wasn't really needed. It's a lot they could have left out to give us just a 2-part reunion. We did not need 3 parts. I don't know why they forced this upon us, okay? So they asked Cecil and Simone, how did y'all stay married all these years? How did y'all make it work after last time being about to just divorce each other? And then Simone said, well, you know, it's the friends and, you know, the friendships that we have and how they have poured into us and helped us realize that we should stay together. And we see it flashback of Toya and Simone talking at the last reunion. I said, girl, we don't care. They asked Jackie about, you know, the construction on the house, and she said, well, you know, we live in the basement basically right now. You know what I'm saying? The house has no roof. We had to cancel our trip that we were going to take because, again, house don't have a roof, because basically the workers are taking forever. Everybody know construction on your house, remodeling, it takes forever. Anything that they say, oh, it'll take 2 days, it's gonna take 4 years, okay? And Jackie wanted a lot done, so I'm not surprised. But I'm like, y'all don't know, girl, I guess so. Let's see when her house, because they show like a little picture, whatever, and I'm like, it ain't got no roof. It's all under construction still. But girl, hopefully by now it's fixed, okay? You know, he then asked Quad, you know, out here, Cecil kept saying how much Dr. G talks about you. You know, how it seems that he may still love you. How does that make you feel, Quad? And I'm like, they're divorced. They need to be divorced. Quad don't want that man, but Quad gives the typical, I want to look like I loved him for life, and I'm also sad we're not together. Even though I'm happy we're not together, but I have to put on his face like I'm sad that we ain't together. I'm touched. You know what I'm saying? That he's still, he's my husband, my ex-husband. Still, I believe he still loves me. Okay, and it feels good to know that. I say, girl, you could look. No, I feel like I don't want Quad playing with Dr. G just to get herself on the show next season. Because I don't want that. We're going to see where it's going to go. But we know Quad didn't want... Quad was with that man out of necessity. And once it did not work anymore, she was happy to leave. I'm not saying that Greg didn't do shit that made them get divorced. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is Quad didn't care. She was over it, okay? And that's what it was. Now, they then go on Mariah and the dinner when it was Ramadan. And, if that was the right place, the dog Quad. Now, I feel two ways about this whole thing. I agree with Mariah for the most part, but I also can see other people's point. Now, Mariah think, well, it's not my fault that the only part of that 3-hour dinner they showed was that little bit of a conversation. I'm saying it was more about our family and our friends, and our actual religion. And I guess that's true. And he then say, oh, that's a way to deflect, to kind of blame the cameras for only playing a part of it as if you didn't say what you said. Now, if we look at the flashbacks, Mariah actually never said anything about Quad. Now, Lake did. But when Lake did it, Mariah still kind of, shut it down. Well, her mama then said, because what Mariah said was, I can't believe the things I'm being accused of, is what she said. Her mama then said, but look who's doing the accusations of it all. And then Lake said something, then somebody else on the sidelines was one who said Quad was a hoe. And my thing was, at the end of the day, Mariah was right. I did not say anything about Quad. Not only that, they kept showing me say, no, don't do that. Let's not do that. Even though she probably didn't, stop it as fast as she could have, we can't make it seem as if that Mariah was sitting there dogging Quad. And I also believe what else she said, that we sat there for 3. They made it seem like the whole dinner was dogging Quad. That's how it seemed. She went on to dinner with her friends just so they can sit up and talk about Quad. I get that. They didn't show not none of the part of that dinner or conversation. Editing. That part I do believe is editing. And for that, she brings up how that's the reason why we don't really discuss our religion, because it's never really taken seriously. Y'all took that whole thing and made it something else based on a 30-second or 3-minute conversation versus 3 hours of footage. And I said, I guess that's true as well. She said, I wanted to be about Ramadan, what it represents for our family, and that's not at all what was shown. Like, it just wasn't what it was. And like, I don't care either way. But anybody who can make it seem as if Mariah didn't have a point and being upset around that part, you just stupid. You're not dumb. I'm not gonna say you're dumb, but I'm gonna say you maybe just don't like Mariah, okay? Because that's their religion. I think the reason they kept bring up people Ramadan and all of that was because that was the point of it. That's like my family, we celebrate Kwanzaa. If I was to do a whole Kwanzaa, video, and y'all say, oh, well, for that 2 minutes, you and your sister was cracking jokes about somebody's weave. I'm like, yeah, but the other 2 hours was about Kwanzaa and the 7 principles. But y'all ain't say nothing about, I'm saying, that's how it is. Okay, so Aiden then said, well, can I say something? Can I say something? And like, yeah, Aiden, because, it's Aiden. He don't talk much. But he trying to get his point across, but Quad keeps cutting him off. What? And he like, wait, let me talk. Can I talk? Let me talk. Can I talk? Quad, being Quad, kept over talking him, whatever. And she said, what? I'm over it. I'm saying, I'm over whatever. He said, fine, be done with it. So just be quiet. What? You don't tell me to be quiet. That, you cannot. How can you? I'm not. Y'all acting like he said shut the fuck up. He's saying to somebody be quiet is the polite way to say shut the fuck up. He could have really been disrespectful, but I'm like, y'all put 20 on 10. It wasn't that serious. Aiden said, okay, well, be quiet in the nicest, calmest, non-disrespectful way that anybody could have. He could not have said it any other non-disrespectful way. He could not. And the crazy part was, Quad was upset because Aiden said that, but Andy turned around and said, well, can you be quiet? Like 3 times. Oh, but you wasn't mad at Andy, but you want to make it seem as if Aiden was being rude. He wasn't. He not supposed to tell me, girl, Quad, shut the fuck up is what I would have said. I would have said, shut the fuck up. But I digress. Aiden, says, look, you know what I'm saying? My thing was, when I saw the scene, I was appalled. Mainly because I was there and I know what we filmed for those hours, and for them to take all that footage and show that one thing, you know what I'm saying? You took 30 seconds of a conversation and made it a whole thing, and that's not what it was or whatever, and that was not the point of the dinner. And I get it, okay, and it was what it was. We can agree to disagree. They get on contestant Scott, okay, contestant Scott, you know what I'm saying? They ask, well, contestant, the first time we seen y'all, you know what I'm saying, you wanted to quit your job to be with the kids more often. Then you went back to work. Then you left the state to go to school, which still takes you away from your children. Now, Contessa said something. Girl, she started speaking gibberish. Well, because the time I spent at work, plus paying 3 houses, and if I get 3 meters worth of fabric, the vacuum cleaner only works in the water. That's what I heard as she was talking. It had what I hoped she would say was, well, you know what I'm saying, I keep wanting to change what I want to do. It's like she spoke Spanish and I was like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But she then brings up, because they say, why didn't you just go to a school in Atlanta? There's plenty of good schools in Atlanta. Well, it didn't have a program that I felt I wanted to go to. Okay, if you say so. So they then bring up, Scott saying how he felt unappreciated. And I feel like people be misunderstanding what it means. I don't think Scott meant in any way, because I'm here, taking care of kids and working, I'm doing something that you don't do. Like, okay, I'm big shit because I'm, been doing this or whatever, as if mom don't do all the time. I think, and I like how because Scott didn't really take up for himself at all. You know what I'm saying? He kind of like to say, well, it was this, so it was okay. I think he don't want to be fussed with Contessa, because him and Contessa made a whole fake storyline. He had a whole fake storyline, I think is what it was. And so he didn't want to get any deeper into the bullshit of it all. I like how Eugene said, what he mean is, he does things this way when Contessa's away, and this is him being a stay-at-home parent or being a single parent. So for Contessa or anyone to come back around him and then complain about how he does things, it would make him feel unappreciated, because I don't have to do things how you do things when you're not here. I do things my way. So, that's what it's going to be. And so, that's what it was. They then asked her about, her saying that Scott made her leave the Navy. And then he said, I never asked her to leave the Navy. Like, that's not what happened. You know what I'm saying? He said, first of all, I just told her I didn't want to keep moving. And she said, yeah, because I could, they put me in Atlanta. He moved to Atlanta for me. And then after that, he did not want to move again. And they did not want me to stay in Atlanta. So, you know what I'm saying? He said, well, I don't want to move again. He said, but I never told her that, she had to leave the Navy. I said, well, I like how Toya explained it. You know what I'm saying? The thing was, she said, when you marry, eventually those kind of conversations come to a head. It's like, okay, do we keep moving for your job, or do we stay here and make a life for us and our family? So Contessa made it seem as if Scott made her do something that she did not want to do, for one. And two, what she did not say, because Scott said, I left a practice when I moved to Atlanta for her, and my practice had 4,000 patients. So I left a whole huge, life for her. I also sacrificed. Contessa would talk as if Scott was just doing stuff and wasn't like caring. I'm like, Contessa, girl, it's too much. Anyway, that is marriage. It really is. If we've been married, and your job keeps moving us around, eventually we gonna discuss, do we want to keep moving and uprooting? You know what I'm saying? And because now you're married with children. Just saying. Okay, so that's what that was. They get to strip club gate. Okay, to get to strip club date or whatever, after Heavily, why she was so upset, for Damon to be going, to strip clubs, with the girls. I love my husband. I don't want a woman, no bitch, no nothing, nowhere near him. I don't want nobody looking at him, touch him or nothing. But also Damon admitted in the interview, whatever, how he did not like, you know, naked men being right. They both do not like other men and a woman touching their spouse. They don't. You can see that. I think Heavenly is just more she's more loud about it. Like she will say it, where Damon, what I think Damon's thing is, Heavenly know already, so I ain't gotta say it. I ain't gotta say it. But Heavenly was like boisterous about how she feel or whatever. I say, girl, okay. So she also brings up how neither her and Damon watched the episode. Damon don't watch the show at all, as she said. She's like, I didn't watch it because I did not want to see the women on him. So we did not watch that episode at all or whatever. I said, okay, girl, if you say so. I watched some of her and fucking Aniva did a recap of the reunion today. So I watched a bit of that, and I liked how Heavenly, I don't dislike Heavenly, but Heavenly just said some fucked up things, okay? But I liked her more on her review thing than I do on the show. I'll say that. But I like how she said, you know, the thing with me and Damon is people don't get there's a whole other side to Damon. And the thing is, he don't like anybody like trying to tarnish his image. He's worked hard to be this upstanding doctor, and he doesn't want the show to kind of, you know what I'm saying, paint him in any light that's not really him. And she said not only that, she said he's also very protective of her. And she brought up how the whole trip when her and Mariah got into it or whatever, and how Mariah broke that glass, and then, you know, that's when Damon and Aiden kind of exchanged words or whatever, and she's like, you know, my husband is protective, so, you know what I'm saying, that's, you know, people didn't see that at that point in time. He was pissed off, like pissed off, but they didn't show it all. So, I mean, I get it, they are both that way about each other. We just don't see Damon react as we see Heavenly react a lot, and now I'm like, that's why they together. They're the same damn person. Anyway, so, you know, even with her talking about how they said, well, didn't you say Joe Marriage was perfect? Well, I didn't say it was perfect. I said compared to other people's marriages is perfect. Well, compared to whose? Asked Quad. And she said, well, compared to yours. I said, well, girl, that's you, because you're the only one on that stage divorced, Quad. So, girl, just hush it on up. So, they talk about Toya being obsessed with Alicia Keys. I'm looking like, why do we care that Toya used to be licking coochies back in the day? We don't care that Toya licked coochies. The girl, let's move on from that. You know what I'm saying? And Eugene said, well, I just don't think it's, you know, who wants to sit up in here about their spouse's, you know, sexual escapades. I said, okay, if you think so. They then have a random chat about different things or whatever. You know, how Toya is now Simone's patient and not Jackie. She picked up how Jackie office, whatever, they collect their money up front. Like, girl, they be like at the door, like, money please. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, having discussed, you know, her giving Contessa Daddy new teeth. She brings up how, you know, as a dentist, she feel like sometimes she does not get the same acknowledgments of being a doctor as, you know, some other people or whatever. But I make the money, I make more money. Okay, my pockets is equal, so I don't care. Okay, I guess that's true. Contessa brings up how she tried to quad up with somebody, some doctor. I don't really care about the title of the person. I just want a man who loves me, who respects me. Girl, next thing got an 800 points credit score, and who this and who that. You have a whole list, Quad. A whole list. They then show, oh, this is real short. They then show the ladies went to LA to hang out with Married to Medicine in LA. It was Quad, Toya, I think, in Heavenly. I didn't watch Married to Medicine LA at all. I don't know if I'll watch season 2 when it comes on, because I didn't like it. I didn't. I really did not. So I don't know. I don't care about that show. Anyway, and that was it. This did not need 3 parts. It really did not. I felt like it was unfair for them not to have, but they had Buffy out there for such a short period of time. And I think that was bullcrap, because she was a big part of the season. But Heavenly said on her thing how Buffy wasn't a castmate. She was a friend of the show. And that's why, even though she was in a lot of the season, she wasn't officially a castmate, so she would not be on the couch the whole time. I said, oh, well, that's something to say or whatever. She brought up how, I guess I can spill this tea, not tea, but what Heavenly said. She brings up how nobody knows, they get paid per episode. And unless you're one of the main people and you know in your contract that you're a main person, you will film all season. But you won't know until the show airs, oh, even though I filmed all season, I was only in 3 episodes. And so they only pay you for 3 episodes. She brought up how Dr. Jerica from last season did that. Like she filmed the whole season, but she was only in like 1 or 2 episodes. And so for Buffy filmed a lot of episodes, but she was still not a main cast member. And I said, oh, well, I mean, she should have been, because again, they was talking about her things and showing scenes that Buffy was in. But Buffy went on the comments line. You got contestants sit up there talking to Buffy about Scott, but you don't have Buffy on stage to talk about it. I'm like, that is just some bullcrap. So, girl, I guess so. Quad brings up how she's open and ready to work on her friendships with people, because she knows she can't be on the show. Mariah says that she's forgiven everyone, and she's doing her part and moving forward, because I think she wants to also be on next season. Jackie brings up how, they all at times need to understand that they have grown, okay? And sometimes no one is the same person they was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but they're consistently and constantly growing and becoming better people, if you say so. And she said she's also happy that she was able to talk to Buffy and Simone and clear the air. I mean, it did not need 3 parts. Heavenly also said that it's gonna be a cash shakeup, and so somebody got to go. Supposedly because they only have so much available for the budget, and some people cost more than others. This is who I think should be on next season. I think it should be Toya, Simone, Jackie should be main cast members. I think Quad, and Heavenly too. I think Quad should be a friend of the show. Buffy can be a friend of the show as well. But I feel like if Buffy goes through the circus, she'll be a main cast member. But I do think that Mariah should be bumped down to a friend of the show. Quad should be bumped down to a friend of the show, and then Jackie, Simone, Heavenly, and Toya should be the main 4, and they should bring in 2 new people. So it'll be 2 new people, and then, Mariah and Quad is friends of the show. Of course, Mariah will be friends with Toya. Quad will be friends with Heavenly, and then that'll be that. But that's what I think. Anyway, that was it, y'all. So put in the comment section how y'all like the season, or even the reunion. It did not need to be 3 parts. And that's all. Peace.